You're in charge of putting armor on your planes. You see these planes come back, so what do? Where do you put the armor? Hi, welcome to our episode of Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Unlocking the Mind, we talk about another cognitive bias. And the reason why we have this show is so that we can better understand how our minds work, so that we can make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and of course, avoid certain cognitive traps. So for today's cognitive bias, we're going to talk about survivorship bias. Like I said, at the very beginning, I asked you, you're the person who's going to be putting armor on these planes. What are you going to do? We all know that if we put armor all over the plane, it's going to be too heavy and we can't fly it. It's going to be completely useless. Well, this was the problem way back in World War. They're saying, hey, we need to protect our planes. We have to put armor on it. So once these planes come back and they see all these bullet holes all over the place, they go, okay, we're going to have to put armor on all the places that we see bullet holes. And then one person comes in and goes, no. We need to put armor in all the places that does not have bullet holes. Well, that's because these are the planes that actually survived. These are the planes that came in. We know that these planes who got bullet holes in these areas were able to survive and come back. So the thing is, what they're not looking at are all the planes that did not come back. There's a whole bunch of data out there that's missing. Yet they're jumping to a conclusion that goes, you know what? We need to protect all these areas that have bullet holes and not considering the whole picture, not considering all the other data points that aren't there. So that is survivorship bias. It is a logical error of concentrating on people or things that make it past some kind of selection process and overlooking those that did not. Typically, this is due to a lack of visualization or visibility. We jump to false conclusions. And this happens all the time because sometimes we go, hey, we want to be successful. We're asking, how do you become successful in business? How do you be successful in real estate? And then you go out there and you ask only the people who are successful. And you ask them, what do you do? What's your daily regimen? What's your daily motivation? What inspires you? You find out what all the successful people do in order for them to be successful. But have you actually considered what about all the other people who have failed? Did they not do the same things? What if they did the same things? What did they do differently that did not allow them to succeed? So we need to consider the whole picture. We're forgetting about a whole bunch of data points. It's very common for certain things to actually get misfiled or not filed because it does not support that survivorship bias. We're looking at, let's say, for instance, there's lots of documentation out there that supports scientific theory. And that documentation is glorified and winning prizes and in the papers and getting recognition. But all the papers that did not support it are filed away, never to be seen. But all those data points are now completely gone. So the thing is, you're not looking at certain things as to what was different from those papers compared to the papers that got glorified and got recognition. We need to find out the big picture. We need to find out all the other data points to find out what is going on so that we don't copy and follow the same mistakes. What if they did the same thing, but what was different? And that's what we're missing. That is survivorship bias. So for instance, lots of people go, oh, I want to be successful. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at the creator of Facebook. They worked out of their basement. They got out of high school. They went and become successful. And people start thinking, having that misconception, thinking, you know what, if I quit school and just work hard, I'm going to make it. But what they're not asking are finding out about those stories and case studies of all those other people that did not succeed, even if they dropped out of school or worked out of their basement or worked out of their garage. They're not asking those questions to those people and find out what they did differently or what they did that did not allow them to survive in the success area. So that is survivorship bias. How do we avoid this? Well, we need to be able to, one, find out more information from the people who did not come forward. We need to find out more information from the data points that was not collected. And then we also have to put in the factor safety, assess more risk so that we are giving ourselves that buffer zone and not falling prey to the survivorship bias. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode on survivorship bias. And if you did, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on Unlocking Mind. And if you like Unlocking Mind, we have a lot of our shows, the Mastermind Bites, the Peak Potential Success Show, and also the Make More Mind Bites that's up every single week. Thank you very much for your support, your comments, your subscriptions, and your likes. I love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. I'll see you later.